We have Bonnie in Wisconsin. Thank you for waiting through the whole show. What have you've got something about trees?
Yes. I was a JW for 50 years, and I woke up from religion about 4 years ago. And basically the Bible, and what actually woke me up was studying Exodus from that first caller. When I got to slavery, it's like my eyes got opened. But anyway, the reason I'm calling, we had a book, Evolutionary Creation, which is probably, I think, one of the best ones to convince people that there's a God, from creation. And Richard Dawkins actually talks about that book in the God Delusion. So I was coming across an account in the Bible in 1 Kings chapter 18 the other day, and I thought, wow, this is the perfect answer to the creation argument. And it's when Elijah kills the 400 prophets of Baal. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Roughly. They
had a famine, and so anyway, he called all the prophets of Baal together, and they cut up 2 bulls, and anyway, the prophets of Baal, they prayed and they cried and everything else, and they couldn't get the bulls to burn. And he says, what's wrong? Is your God, is Baal on the toilet, or is he sleeping, or whatever? And so then anyway, Elijah took his bull, and he put it on the pile of wood, and he even had him dump water all over it. And so then he called on Jehovah, and Jehovah burned it. And so then, and they even took up all the water that was in the trenches. And so then all these people, in Israel, because he was saying, why are you limping on 2 different opinions, Baal or God? So they, God, Jehovah, he's the real God, and so then then Elijah went and killed all the Baal prophets. My question is,
should we kill everybody who doesn't change their mind? Because that would be a great question.
No.
Okay.
No, my question is, and I listened to a sermon a couple of days ago about that account, and he says, why doesn't God perform miracles? And then he says, he does sometimes. My question is, would that account be in the Bible if Elijah had said, look at all of the trees. Look at the creation.
Oh, that's great.
That would not be in the Bible if he did that, because the Baal worshippers could have said the very same thing. Exactly. So the reason it's in the Bible is because Jehovah gave him evidence. So, how can they come down on us for saying we want evidence?
Yeah.
Because he mocked him. He says, where is he? Is he on the toilet?
I realize that, but to take it seriously for half a second, one of the reasons that they're not going to say that is because they can't say, well, God caught that wet wood on fire in the Bible there, because I don't believe that happened. So they can't present me with the evidence that was presented then. So the best they can do is look at the trees.
And they also can't recreate the experiment now with the bull and the fire and expect it to actually happen that way.
Yeah, but the other thing is believers deflect the hypocrisy you see in the Bible like nothing. So there's plenty of that.
I would ask them, I'd say, would that be in the Bible? If they said, look at the trees, would that be in the Bible? Then they'd have to say no.
Well, to be fair,
it's stupid.
It is in the Bible. To be fair,
but I mean, they'd have to say it's not in the Bible. If Elijah had said to the Baal or to the Israelites, look at the trees.
No, I mean, look at the trees is in the Bible.
Huh?
Look at the trees is in the Bible. The passage from Romans that says the invisible workings of him.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you were going to turn them to that, I mean, I'm sticking up for us atheists here.
Yep.
And I would say, why wouldn't that be that would not be in the Bible, correct? If he said, look at the trees, and they'd have to say, why wouldn't that be in the Bible? And they'd have to say, because the Baal worshippers could have said the same thing.
It's a great point. It ties into what Hector's talking about with the history of religion, in that the mindset of the ancient Israelites, as it was for many other people, was not, hey, we have the one and only God. It's our God is better than your God. Right. And Moses did the same thing. You put Moses up against the temple priests, and they can do magic tricks, but God's magic tricks are better. That's clearly the way they thought back then. And it does add that befuddlement of the fact that miracles seem to drop off at the rate in which we're capable of investigating them increases. Once upon a time, boy, he was lighting wet wood on fire in front of everybody.
Keeping them from lions.
Yeah, pillar cloud by day, pillar fire by night, manna from heaven, and now it's God help me find my keys.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. I thought it was kind of a good example.
I like it, Bonnie. Thanks a lot, and thanks so much for patiently waiting through the show.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Bonnie.